Welcome to a new fragrance review. Today, we're going to talk about, is your nose actually broken? So something I see often is people saying, oh, your nose is broken when they disagree with someone else's view of a fragrance. And I understand the principle behind it, but there is something that is really behind the scene that people don't really think about. Also, another remark that I saw at some point is about people that review fragrance online. Some people said that X fragrance is amazing and all the reviewers say it's good, and maybe one will say that it's bad and they will be like, why did that person say it's bad? If all the other ones say it's good, then it means it's good, so you should say it's good. Or if one person, a different reviewer, will give a different review, that will automatically mean that that reviewer is bad, don't know what he's doing, something like that. And one person that's really in a big spotlight for that is Jeremy Fragrance, that there's a lot of people that say that he don't know what he's talking about and all, even though he's the biggest fragrance reviewer. And all of that come with the same principle in the background, is that we don't smell the same. I mean, not our own smell, but the way we smell is different. And smelling is the same as tasting, is the same as seeing. We all have our own experience. It's all information that our sense, taking that information, and in your brain, it's where everything happens. And a good example of that is just if we take this fragrance here. I'm gonna take this and this here. So those two fragrance, and I'm gonna go with the side because it's gonna be obvious. Those two fragrance, this one is blue and this one is green. Unless you're colorblind, you're gonna see already that this is blue and this is green. But there's no way for you to know that the color you're seeing here, the way it occurred to you, might not be the same. Maybe when I see this color, that the way it occurs to me is the way that this one occurs to me, and with the opposite, the way this one occurs to me, this one occurs to me. Don't know if it makes sense, but maybe when I see a green bottle, what the color I'm seeing is that blue. But when I'm seeing the blue bottle, the color that I'm seeing is that kind of green. But still, because all these colors are different, I call this green no matter what I see, and I call this blue no matter what I see, even though we don't see the same thing. There's Vsauce that made a video that explains it way better. You can search, do we see the same thing? Or is your red is my red? Something like that on Google. There's a green strawberry, a metallic green strawberry on the cover picture, and really explain that principle really well that I might struggle a little bit to explain. But it's the same for the nose. The way we smell things, it's all in accordance to our own memories. It's all accordance to our own perception of these smells. So maybe when I smell honey, what I'm getting, idea that I'm having of smelling honey might be the idea that you're having when you're smelling rose, for example. And when you're smelling that honey, that is what you will see as rose. For you, it's honey, and for me, it's honey also, because this is how it was always for me. And a good example that I can say for this is oud. There's other notes, like jasmine, for example, but oud is the best example I can tell you. A lot of people only swear by oud. For them, it's the most miraculous note ever in the whole world of fragrance. It smells just amazing. For me, when I smell oud, it's great. I like it. It's not something crazy that I absolutely need it in a fragrance. I would even say that at one point it's a bit boring, but there's nothing crazy about it. And there's some people that smell it and they hate it. For them, the note of oud is just disgusting, but still it's the same molecule that they are smelling. It's just that some people will like it, some people won't like it. And I would say that why it's that the way it occurs to them. I think we don't smell the same. That would explain a lot of things. That would explain why people will take a fragrance and say, oh yeah, it smells the same. A good example that I got this week was when I reviewed Invictus by Paco Rabanne. I saw a lot of people said that Wanted by Azzaro smelled similar And for me, they have nothing to do with each other. And it happens also for me that sometimes I smell a fragrance, I see a link between them, and people, they say no, not at all. Good example for that for me is Noir Anthracite by Tom Ford. For me, I wouldn't call it a clone or anything close, but I see similarities in some notes with Club de Nuit Intensement. And a lot of people are like, no, there's nothing to do with each other. And I think really the way we perceive smell is really unique to each other. I heard before that there's some genetic reason, and I was talking about jasmine, which is another good example. I heard that there's some people with some DNA that will smell jasmine, and for them it will smell like pea, and for some people it just smells sweet. Or like for me, jasmine smells somehow in the family of banana. It kind of smells, I mean, I wouldn't call it banana, but it's that kind of sweetness that it has. It's more whatever, floral and everything, but doesn't have anything to do with pea. And it really shows to me that the way we smell is really unique to us. How we smell notes will be different. And I think everyone's way of smelling fragrance will be valid for themselves. Of course, the more you smell fragrance, the more you develop your nose, the more you'll be better to pick up notes, the more you'll have an appreciation behind the fragrance. But even with no knowledge, it's really your nose that will determine if you like something or not. And not everyone will have the same nose. Everyone will have a different experience. So, hope you enjoyed the video. If it's the case, we'll like and share. It's a bit of a different video that I did today. So, if you enjoyed it, also leave a comment. Tell me if you enjoy when I talk a little bit more in depth in those kind of subject. So, thanks for watching and see you soon.